Good morning, everyone, again. Welcome to this post-breakfast session where we will be discussing the assessment task 3 portfolio of evidence for the unit called Lead and Facilitate Theme BSBXTW401. Morning, Wilson. Right, as usual, please write your name, student number, assessment due date, and the date you are. The due date will be this. The due date will be this one, okay? Sunday before we meet again. Yeah, that will be the due date, okay? This task requires you to demonstrate the skills and knowledge requirement to lead and facilitate a team. I told you the due date, that's fine. It's an open book assessment, but all work must be your own. You can refer to any learning resources, any other workplace material, ask me for any question or any other open resources. Okay? You can choose the location, but we prefer the video recording for some part of this assessment. In the recording, you may use this comment. It's not compulsory, but it's good if you do it. I am and your name, and student number. This activity's purpose is for the purpose of assessment only and will be recorded, viewed, and stored following definite procedure. All participants consent to being recorded for this assessment purposes. Right. It says in 5-minute segment. That's good because that is easy to store. Or split your file. Yeah, if that's possible. Okay. So we will refer to appendix. Oh, sorry, it is started. Okay. Let me stop this video if it helps. Very poor sound. Okay. Right. Let me minimize many of the application. If it has any chance. Yeah. No, not happening. Okay, is it any better? Okay. It was Michael's video. Cool. Okay, please let me know if it's still not good. I'll have to restart something. Okay, good. Right, so you must be aware of any relevant legislation, any strategic operational plan, any policy procedure, appendix 1 and 2. Right. That's all standard. Yes, review the marking criteria. I will share the marking criteria with you guys. You have to review that. Okay. That's my part. Okay, we can go through it together as well. This assessment task is to be completed based on your workplace or simulated company, same company provided. I'll give you same company anyone needs that. Otherwise, stick to your own organization because that will help you better than SIM company. Again, that's my personal opinion. If you need it, let me know. I'll provide a bunch of documents. Right? Familiarize yourself with any operation strategic plan, any policy procedure, any legislation, course of practice, and marking criteria. Let me bring the marking criteria quickly. AT3 University. Right. So this is a marking criteria. Okay. So there are two tasks, or I would say subtasks of this assessment task 3. Okay, portfolio of evidence provided coaching, instruction, and feedback to at least 2 team members. Okay. Submitted a 5 minute of recorded evidence of the coaching demonstrated appropriate communication method. How you communicate with your team member. Okay. You can use various communication method, verbal, non-verbal, take some silence, active listening, right? Actively briefing, building rapport to positive engagement, engaging with team members to seek feedback and discuss different perspectives. Okay, then there is some part that has to be completed by at least 2 members. Tasks were allocated based on expertise. Remember, we are talking how can you make your effective team contribution. You need to know strength of your team members and assign them tasks based on their expertise. I give my example, and I'm being very honest here. If you ask me about report writing or any essay drafting or anything, I'll be extremely poor in that. But if you ask me to analyze something, to train, to teach something, to talk on a topic, I'll be very good. That's my strength. The other one is my weakness. So if my manager gives me task based on what I don't like, obviously my performance won't be that great. But he knows I'm good with Excel, I'm good with analysis, good with numbers, good in training, building rapport and everything. Then I can take most of the boxes. So that's a manager's job to know the positive aspect of a team members and assign the work based on it. So you might say something like, okay, so for example, again, let's pick up first 3 members. See, I always pick some random members, so don't mind if I'm picking your names or not picking your names. Yeah. So first 3 on my list are Casper, Edward, Faze. Let's say Casper is the team leader, is coaching Edward and Faze. Casper will say, hey, Edward, based on everything that we discussed, I know that you are very good in negotiating. Then I will give you task of negotiating and finding a better supplier, a long-term cost-effective supplier which provides good quality. Well, Faze, you are very good in team handling skill. You are very good in talking, right? So I assign you that you get this job done because you are very good and you like to talk to people or things like that. If it is someone else who is having good attention to detail, you can ask them, hey, I want you to enter all this data into the another system in a meaningful way so it can be read by everyone else, right? So this is what this point is saying. Open and respectful communication, that's easy. Timely constructive feedback. Team members are aided to support to achieve the team goals, right? So they are providing support to achieve common team goals. Okay? Manage conflict and challenge according to organizational requirements. Completed party describing the issue, the technique used, what was the challenge or conflict, how did you resolve it, what was the outcome, what was the follow action taken, any support, and manage the signature. And the confirm that it's been managed as per the organization requirement. Right? The third part, help team members to decision-making problems. Task related. If your team members are struggling with any task-related issue, yes, you said that I know that you're struggling with getting a better price. How about you talk to this person, or how about we set up a meeting and we go over the issues that you are facing right now and go through them one by one. So it's no more an issue for you. At least we have discussed about it, and maybe I'll be able to help you on that, right? Any decision, a team or outcome of the decision made, any action taken. That's your next part. Has to implement the training. Don't worry if you are finding it a lot of things. We are going through the task. I'm just telling you what this marking criteria means. Okay? This is not the actual task. This is the marking criteria. I will judge your submission or response based on this document and say yes, satisfactory, or no, need some improvement. Right? Implemented a training action plan to address the learning development needs for team and individual members. Right. Use the learning development needs, identify identified in the development plan in AT2 or earlier to complete this task. So this is your marking criteria. Okay. Now let's go to the actual task. This is the task. So since it says here before you begin this assessment, familiarize with the following: any operation strategic plan, any policy procedure, any legislation, and the marking criteria. So I just made you aware of what is marking criteria, right? As we saw in the marking criteria, there are two tasks: task 1 with some subpart and task 2. Sound is still not good. Okay. Give me 1 sec. Let me pause the recording. Right. So as you can see, there are three task 1 and 2 are the parts of assessment 3, and they will have some subsections as well. Okay. Task 1, portfolio of evidence. If you are completing this task in your workplace, you should use the same minimum 2 work colleagues you identified and use in AT2. It will change your life like anything because it will minimize the effort required. Okay. If you are completing this in a simulated workplace, you need to identify other 2 people to assume the roles of a simulated work colleagues you used in AT2. So either way, use the same colleague, same person you used in AT2. You can use classroom, classmates, your family member, your friends, literally anyone who can speak good English. Yeah. One matter that I must bring it here. Please remain professional when you are recording video. I had to go back to some student in past because some team member were laughing when the video is on. Now that's very unprofessional, right? Just imagine you are being recorded for the purpose of assessment as if you are doing in a real environment, right? And someone else is laughing or passing comment or checking mobile phone. Like these are the things that shouldn't happen, at least for that 5-10 minutes of video. Yeah, if it does, please do retag. Okay, before I tell you to do the retag, you must do it. So watch your video. If it meets all the boxes, if not, if you find it a bit unprofessional, please redo it. Otherwise, I'll have to ask you to do the same thing. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Like I said, you must submit the video. So that's written. Based on the performance and development plans you created in task 2, you are required to conduct a coaching session for your team members on how to achieve goals and outcomes that were agreed upon and allocated in their plan. Remember, we were talking about, I think it was Naomi. Yeah, Naomi was the manager, and she was assigning tasks to other candidates, right? Maria and Bishop, if I could recall it correctly, right? Just to, just to name, yeah. And then whatever was put on a paper has to be caught, isn't it? It won't help you if you're just planning and not implementing it. So this task 3 is your implementation plan, right? You're implementing whatever you plan. Can be done face-to-face or virtual environment. You are required to capture recorded environment of 5 minutes of your coaching that demonstrate you appropriately communicating and interacting with your team members. Submit this with it. Okay. When it says face-to-face, you 2 person are meeting and recording the video. When it says virtual environment, this kind of recording, like via Zoom. So you can still go online and be a host and record the Zoom video on your own time, okay, via laptop screen. You must provide evidence of the following using Appendix 1. Using Part A in the template, provide evidence of assigning tasks, providing coaching instruction and feedback to at least 2 members. The evidence must be demonstrated, verify you have allocated the task based on expertise, facilitated respectful, open, full communication, provided timely feedback, and any assistance. These all are also captured in the marking criteria. And let's go to Appendix 1. See, I would like your feedback about the performance development was particularly asking, right? Okay. Team member feedback. So again, if Naomi is the manager or team leader, Naomi has done the coaching mentoring. Now she will ask feedback from that Maria and Bishop that how was my team leadership, how was the management that I run, right? So Maria will take the task allocated to me based on my experience. A student name, let me go down here. This is Maria. Maria is whatever date, let's say 29072022, and student name. Or I would say team leader name. Okay, so Maria is providing feedback on Naomi's leadership. Tasks were allocated to me based on my experience. Maria said, yeah, it's somewhat agree because she didn't consult me well. Or you could say that, oh, strongly agree. She's a great leader. She really consulted me before assigning me any tasks. Give example how your team leader did. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm not writing this for you. Okay, you will do it. But don't copy and paste this, yeah? Okay, you have to write your own response. Okay, I was provided with appropriate instruction. Agree, not agree. You know how it was given. My team leader facilitated open respectful, agree, disagree, everything. My team leader provided timely construction feedback. Right, I was provided some assistance, your name and date. Okay, so this is your part A of appendix 1. Okay, what we said here. Part A. So all this thing is being captured in the template, in the appendix. So you don't have to worry about individual points. Okay. Using part B, provide evidence of managing conflict challenging according to the requirement. Ensure you address the following: description of the issue, of the technique that you used to resolve, the result that you achieved, any follow-up action, and support provided. Again, if you go to appendix 1, part B, situation of the issue, have you solved it, what was the result, what was the follow-up action, and support given to. So again, fail part B template and some comments, right? Part C, what it says, provide evidence of helping your team member in decision-making problem solving skill. Any task-related issue, your approach, your decision outcome, and team's thought on a process. Again, when you go to part C, helping your team deal with task-related issue. What was the issue? How did you facilitate decision-making? Team's decision make, actions taken, the outcome, and any thought on the process. Again, I would repeat, fill in the template. Your AT3, task 3 has 2 subtasks, 1 and 2. Task 1 has 3 parts, A, B, and C, right? Just fill in the template. You can seriously avoid all, when I say avoid, ignore, I would say, yeah, all this part. Because this everything is captured in the template for you, in the appendix for you. Just fill in the appendix. I mean, you can read it word by word, yeah, but it will be the repeated information. So if you don't want to get it more complicated, getting more confused, then, yeah, then make it quicker, okay? I'll tell you about the manager's part here, but just hold in for it, okay? Task 2, again, we are using appendix 2. You are required to implement a training action plan to address individual needs, use the learning development needs identified with your individual team and individual members, okay, from AT2. Let's go to appendix 2. Training plan. Team name, manager's name, any date, training activity, the same thing which we've done, right? Comments and date. But you are giving the training, you are recording the coaching training part, right? Again, AT3, which is assessment task 3, has two parts, task 1 and 2. Task 1 has three subparts, part A, part B, part C is about team member feedback, right? Part B is about any conflict management, any challenge management. Part C about helping them with inefficiency or task coordination. And part 2, task 2 is about action plan. Okay, this is it. Nothing more than this. Any questions on this? Now let us go back to the marking criteria. And this is the marking criteria. So where does the recording should happen? The recording should happen with AT3 task 1 part A. Yeah, here. Submitted 5-minute recording of any communication that you've done, any billing report, engaging team members to see the feedback. And then don't forget at least 2 team members, yeah? The template given is for 1 person. You have to copy and paste it again. Right? And then part B, part C. Literally, if I had to redesign it, it's a part of compliance, so I wouldn't disturb a lot, but my TP simply complete part C. Outlining all this thing is already there in a template. I wouldn't really fit so much of info in my brain and confuse myself. Right? Same thing here. I would simply say complete part B. Don't worry about this. This is why the template is designed. Right? Again, part A, this thing, yes, ignore that for now. Right? So what you are reading is simply complete part A for at least 2 team members. That's right. Manage conflict, complete part B. Manage part C, complete part C. And do this. That's it. Simply fill in the template. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Anyone?